Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Sunday. My name is Ro Kelly. My pronouns are they, she, and I, along with our guest speaker, Liz Sandhaus, welcome you to Eliot Chapel. We are in the midst of our summer series, which is a lay-led series, and Liz is one of the brave and beautiful souls who went through the So You Think You Can Preach seminar that was led by Reverend Krista this year. So Liz chose the elements of this service, she picked the hymns, she wrote the message, and will deliver it to you all today. So thank you, Liz, for sharing your gifts with us today. Also joining us is our Sunday pastoral care provider, Elizabeth Hankinson. And please see Elizabeth after service if there is anything weighing on your heart. And if you have young children with you today in service and they start getting restless, please know that you're welcome to take them to Adams Hall, where we have a live feed of the service and they can run around all they like. Also, I'm not sure if the kids are going outside today, because they're not? Okay, so your kids will not be on the playground after service because it is rainy and hot out there. Yes, thank you. And a special welcome to our guests today. Thank you for sharing your Sunday with us and for starting off your week with us. Our welcome person is Ann Lemon in the back there, curly hair. Ann is here for anything you may need. There are paper guest forms at both entrances to the sanctuary, and there is a digital one on your order of service. There's a QR code. You can fill those out so that we can stay in touch with you. Also, please join us for coffee hour right after service. It's a UU staple, and it's going to be in Adams Hall right out these doors and to your left. When you get there, please make sure to take a blue mug so that we know that you're new and we can welcome you personally. And for members and friends, please look for those blue cups and be sure to welcome our guests. We also have an online coffee hour at 1:30 if that is more your style. And now, I invite you, as you wish, to join in our welcome today by responding with, "You are welcome here," at the end of each of these statements. If you are Black, brown, white, Indigenous, Asian Pacific Islander, whatever your origins, you are welcome here. If you are an immigrant, a refugee, or a person without documentation, you are welcome here. If you believe in God all of the time, some of the time, or none of the time, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or what your gender identity, you are welcome here. If you have a disability, visible or invisible, or if you are neurospicy, you are welcome here. If you have nothing, if you want for nothing, or if you struggle each day just to make it through, you are welcome here. And if you have been here 100 times or just came for the very first time today, you are welcome here. For this is a community of diversity, of love, and of justice, and it is good to be together. Let us now enter into the spirit of worship. Our symbol in Unitarian Universalism is the flaming chalice, with the bowl representing beloved community and the flame representing the spark of the divine that burns in each of us. Our chalice lighting words this morning come to us from musician, theologian, and physician Albert Schweitzer. At times, our own light goes out, and it's rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Please rise in body or in spirit for our opening hymn number 1018, Come and Go With Me, and remain standing for our congregational covenant.
Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land. There'll be singing in that land where I'm bound.
In Unitarian Universalism, covenants are the sacred promises we make for how we want to be with each other. Please join me in speaking our congregational covenant. As a free congregation, we promise to one another our mutual trust and support. To create a beloved community, we promise to be kinder to each other than we have to be, to listen fully to each other with an open mind and heart, to speak responsibly and respectfully, and to find ways to improve our church for all members and friends. Please be seated. Each week, we share our offertory with a community organization that reflects our values and commitment to service. This month, we are sharing our plate with the St. Louis Area Diaper Bank. The Diaper Bank's mission is to build healthy communities by ending diaper need and period poverty through access, education, and advocacy. Basically, they won't stop until every baby has the diapers they need and every grown-up has the period products they need, no matter what. As we prepare to give, we welcome the presence of our children in the sanctuary. Together, young and old, we practice generosity, knowing our gifts create ripples of love and care in our community. Let us give joyfully. You're welcome to donate through the pass plate or through the QR code on the screen, and there's also a QR code on your order of service. Or you can text Eliot and shared plate, one word, plus the amount you wish to give to the number 73256. And a reply text link will pop up and you can give on our platform. Let us be a generous people. Please join me in blessing this offering. To the work of the church, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action, we dedicate our lives and these our offerings.
Good morning. Good morning. We have a wisdom story. We now invite any kids or young at heart grown-ups to join us up front here with me as we read our wisdom story. Anybody feel like coming up? Thank you for coming up. Yay! Yay! Thank you guys. Oh, your shirts are awesome. And a young at heart grown up, thank you. So today we're going to read a story that's called The Belonging Tree. You can see, oh, hello, come on up. You can see it's called The Belonging Tree, and there are some squirrels. A little squirrel family on the front. This book was written by Marianne Coca Leffler. Life was fine and dandy in the big oak tree on Forest Lane. The squirrels lived up and they lived down. See how they're all over that tree? Up and down everywhere. And in the middle lived the gray squirrel family, Ma, Pa, and their little boy Zeke. Everyone played together, worked together, and ate together. You see, they're all having fun, eating, playing, building things. The neighborhood was just the way it should be. Until summer arrived, and so did a family of birds. There goes the neighborhood, said Pa. Those blue jays, they're bossy and they're noisy. You guys have heard blue jays, right? They make a lot of noise. And their shrieking songs are driving me crazy, said Ma. But I like their singing, said Zeke. And you saw redbirds? Yeah. And they make noises too, right?
Yeah. And I also saw a cardinal bird.
You saw a cardinal?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very special. Thank you. Yes, redbirds are the same as cardinal birds. And these guys are not cardinals. Ma and Pa stuffed the walls with moss and oak leaves to try to block out that noise. Blue jays don't belong here. And they put a big do not disturb sign up just so the blue jays would know, don't bother me. Soon autumn arrived, and so did a family of chipmunks. I know you guys have seen the chipmunks running around, right? Pitter-patter, chitter-chatter, they make little noises. Ah, there goes the neighborhood, said Pa. Chipmunks steal acorns. Oh, and they have lots of crying babies, said Ma. But I love babies, said Zeke. Zeke really likes them. Ma and Pa spent all day hoarding a winter's worth of acorns so they could eat. They hid them high up in the attic. Chipmunks don't belong here, they said. See how they put a big sign, stay out. They don't want those chipmunks around. Then winter arrived. The birds flew south. See, it's all white with the snow. And the chipmunks burrowed underground to stay warm. The neighborhood was once again just the way it should be. Pa was very quiet, reading his book. Ma was knitting by the fire. She felt safe. And little Zeke was lying on his bed thinking, this is boring. Until spring arrived. And so did the blue jays, the chipmunks, and, oh my goodness, a family of beavers, cheered Zeke. Split, crack, splash. You know how much noise beavers can make, right? Don't be so excited. Beavers are the worst neighbors of all, said Pa. They'll gnaw and chew and destroy everything, said Ma, even oak trees where they live. But they build amazing structures, said Zeke. Those dams really are amazing, aren't they, if you've seen one? Birds, chipmunks, and now beavers? I don't think we belong here, said Pa. That night, Pa, Ma, and Zeke packed up everything they owned and moved to an old maple tree. See, they're moving across the tree to another tree, the other side of the river, to get away from all those animals they don't like. The Gray family settled into their new home. Look, Zeke, there are lots of squirrels here, just like you, said Ma. Go out and play. Go up and play. Instead, Zeke looked across the river. He heard the blue jays singing, and the baby chipmunks crying, and the beavers building. Zeke missed his friends. That night, Zeke decided to go and visit the oak tree all by himself at night. Can you believe that? Slowly, he made his way very carefully, balancing on the branches of the tree as he crossed the river below. And you see, it's very dark, and he's climbing there all by himself. Suddenly, the sky got dark. Down came the rain, and hail. Down came the hail. Crash! Down came the old maple tree. Oh no! Pa is yelling, help! Ma says, help! And even little Zeke, help! Just then, two blue jays appeared. They lifted Zeke into the sky and carried him to safety. Downriver, the beavers quickly got to work building a dam, rescuing Ma and Pa. Back at the oak tree, the chipmunks met them with dry leaves and a warm acorn soup to make them feel good. Life is now fine and dandy in the big oak tree on Forest Lane. The blue jays live up, the chipmunks and the beavers live down, and in the middle lives the gray squirrel family, Pa, Ma, and little Zeke. Everyone plays together, works together, and eats together, and the neighborhood is just the way it should be. Everyone is welcome. All right, thank you guys for coming up. I know there's something I'm supposed to say here. Let's sing our little beloveds out as they go downstairs to room 2 to play. I invite you now into the spirit of meditation, prayer, and connection. As you wish, and as you do, please take a moment to ground in the present moment and by taking 3 deep breaths. Our prayer this morning comes from a composite of authors. Let us open our hearts and minds to the place of quiet, to the silent prayer for the healing of pain, and the soft, gently calming of love. Amen, and blessed be. Let us enter into a time of silence for the prayers and meditations of our own hearts. Let us speak the names of those we would hold in care. Amen, and blessed be. Please remain seated for our meditative hymn, number 1008, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every color, every creed and kind, and we see our faces in each other's eyes, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace, when our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our heart stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace, when our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
Our reading this morning is an excerpt written by Reverend Carter Hayward from the anthology We Pledge Our Hearts, a treasury of poems, quotations, and readings to celebrate love and marriage. We are not automatic lovers of self, others, world, or God. Love does not just happen. We are not love machines, puppets on the strings of a deity called love. Love is a choice, not simply or necessarily a rational choice, but rather a willingness to be present to others without pretense or guile. Love is a conversion to humanity, a willingness to participate with others in the healing of a broken world and broken lives. Love is the choice to experience life as a member of the human family, a partner in the dance of life, rather than as an alien in the world or as a deity above the world, aloof and apart from human flesh. So concludes the reading.
Good morning. My name is Liz Sondhaus, and I am pretty new to Eliot Chapel. Like many others, I began to attend regularly after the most recent presidential election. Although I have many like-minded friends, something was missing. I needed a place that could provide solace, hope, and faith. I needed a place to belong in a spiritual sense. Reflecting upon my reasons for coming to Eliot, I thought that perhaps my own need for belonging could give insight into our current challenges, and more importantly, might also offer a path forward. A story. As he did every day, a father walked from his home to the small hill where he could look down the road and see for several miles. He always hoped he would see a familiar figure heading his way. When no one appeared, he went back to work, deeply missing the one who had left so long ago. The father remembered the day his youngest son asked for his inheritance so he could go off to make his own life. Although concerned, the father gave the younger son his portion. The son traveled far away from his father and his family. In time, he burned through all the money, buying expensive things, partying, and living a basically dissolute life. Finally, the son had no option but manual labor for a daily wage. He had so little money that it seemed to him that the animals he fed ate better than he did. The young man was at the end of his rope, alone and penniless. Feeling deeply ashamed, he decided to go home and resolved to say, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." One day, as the father stood as usual on the little hill, he saw at last his younger son coming up the road. With his heart full of love, he rushed to his son, embraced and kissed him. He gave his returning son clean new clothes and shoes and ordered a sumptuous banquet to celebrate his return. The father's older son was angry. When he heard of this celebration, he refused to come. His father pleaded with him. The older son reminded his father that it was he who had served and obeyed all the time the younger son was out having a good time. Yet his father never recognized his sacrifices. The father replied, "Son, you are always with me, and all that I have is yours. Yet now it is right that we should make merry and be glad, for your brother was dead and is alive again, was lost and is found." And this is from Luke 15. Luke's story of the prodigal son is one of the Bible's most familiar stories, and we all know the references to prodigal people in our lives. It's often described as a story of repentance and forgiveness. I would like to suggest that it is also a story of belonging, lost and regained. This story reminds us how much people long for belonging and how crucial it is that we create a space for all to rejoin us in community, no matter the circumstances of their lives or the choices they've made. Reverend David McNeely says that the parable of the prodigal son is a story of a breakdown in relationships. It tells of the loss and separation that many of us have experienced in our own lives, and that is permeating our communities and even our country today. Why did the younger son leave? Perhaps there had been some unresolved disagreement with his father, some resentment that he could not release. Had he lost respect for his father? So many of us have experienced something similar, a breakdown in our important relationships without a possibility of reconciliation, at least as it seems to us. McNeely asks us to consider, what would you do in such a situation? Would pride prevent you from returning home? or trying to restore a relationship? Would shame or regret keep you from reaching out? Or perhaps you might believe your loved one doesn't want you anyway, and so you're not even going to try. There may be those among us, even here today, who find themselves in a position similar to the younger sons. You may be estranged from a parent, a family member, or a friend, and you feel you cannot return to them. You can't bring yourself to pick up the phone or reach out with an email or a text and try to begin to mend the brokenness. There are many, many people in our country who feel disconnected from each other today and from the idea of belonging to a society based on caring for one another. This is where we, UUs, have an important role to play, both in repairing our own lives and in repairing the life of the world. There is a very deep yearning in all human beings. That is the need to belong. When our species first arose on Earth, humans discovered pretty quickly that sticking together and being included in the tribe had definite advantages, including survival, learning from each other, and guaranteeing that there'd be a next generation. The ancient bonds of belonging are so strong and so essential that we can't live without them, even long after our physical survival does not depend on them. Not belonging brings with it deeply painful feelings like loneliness, rejection, and isolation that can actually harm us physically and our mental well-being. Psychologist Abraham Maslow identified the need for love and belonging as fundamental to human emotional health and as one of the driving forces in our lives. According to another psychologist, Kim Samuel, to belong is to be connected to other people, to be rooted in a place that feels like home, to have a voice, to have choice, and to be treated with respect. Research and practice by other psychologists have identified 5 essential pillars of belonging. Simply put, they are to be welcomed, known, included, supported, and connected. We can see these 5 pillars woven throughout the story of the prodigal son. Upon the younger son's return, his father welcomes him with open arms, accepting his son despite his past misdeeds. He does not criticize or rebuke his son for leaving or for his later harmful behavior. He knows his son for his essential goodness. Although the son was gone for a very long time, his father never loses his connection to him. There are no cutoffs in this family. After his own painful experience of separation, the prodigal son also comes to appreciate his deep connection to his family. Overcome by the joy of his younger son's return, for a moment the father forgets his older son. This son, feeling angry and unappreciated, refuses to join in celebrating. Now, this could have become yet another moment in the story when a relationship was broken. But instead, the father hears his older son's feelings. He emphasizes his enduring belonging as well, saying, "Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours." Reverend McNeely, who I mentioned before, notes that it's a sad feature of life today that we are connected by so much social media, and yet we so often cannot connect at the deepest level of love and meaning. You can have hundreds of friends on Facebook or thousands of followers on Instagram, or even millions, yet be all alone in your life at its most critical moments. The belonging offered by electronic means is fragile and often illusory. Tragically, we also live in a society being defined by not belonging. So many people have been cruelly targeted for exclusion. Trans people, immigrants, people with disabilities, to name only a few. those in power consolidate their power by scapegoating vulnerable groups, stoking fear and hate, and most importantly, eroding our connections to one another. We need to proclaim our connection to those being othered and reclaim our connection to those who are alienated and who may not agree with us. There are some people, of course, whose fear, anger, and alienation are so great that we can't reach them. Yet recent research shows there are many people in America today who are deeply weary of the polarized state of our society. This research also finds that most Americans want to engage with others across racial, religious, political, and class lines. In fact, one study found that more than 3/4 believe that our differences are not so great that we cannot come together to heal society. These findings can give us hope for the possibility of reconnection in a time where it is easy to become hopeless. So how do we build connection with those who feel they don't belong? And how do we help those among us experiencing a breakdown in their personal relationships? The father in our story could have reduced his younger son to simply being a no-good failure, unworthy of his love. But he chose another path toward acceptance and offering a renewed belonging. Perhaps offering the same gift to the disaffected among us can open a small pathway to understanding and even eventual reconciliation. UU Minister Reverend Susan Frederick Gray reminds us that love, acceptance, and belonging are at the core of our UU values. We recognize the importance of interdependence, name it in our principles, understand it as embracing the worth and dignity of everyone, and we hold the knowledge that no one is outside the circle of love. We know we belong to each other and to the earth and to the web of creation itself. We UUs don't have a creed or a dogma we must all follow in order to belong. What joins us together are the promises we make to each other about how we will live in community and in this larger, confusing world. Because we belong to each other, our religious and moral conviction guides us to join in covenant to nurture the threads of our connection with compassion, justice, and equity. Building our beloved community is deeply spiritual work, requiring humility, forgiveness, and open-heartedness. The story of the prodigal son teaches us the power of such compassion and connection to heal even the most broken relationships. At this time of crisis, faith communities like ours, with our special, unique beliefs, have a critical role to play in rebuilding connection. We UUs bring a wide range of people together in our congregations. Our communities include people of all ages, all races, all backgrounds, all sexual identities, all abilities, and all beliefs. As a person new to this community, I see Eliot resting firmly on the 5 pillars of belonging that I mentioned before. In my first visit here, a smiling woman warmly welcomed me in as I entered the door. I was carrying a blue cup in the coffee hour, and several people not only greeted me, but also wanted to know about me and what had brought me to Eliot. A man sat down next to me, and it soon became clear we did not share the same political philosophy. We had a warm and very friendly exchange. Another woman gave me a huge hug of welcome as I greeted her in the hallway. Wow, after that morning, I felt like I belonged here. No matter where we fall on the political, economic, social spectrum, or any other difference, we all belong here. We are committed to working across our differences to build a safe and loving community for everyone. Could we also commit together to build the beloved community beyond our walls? I know many here have, but I offer that idea again this morning. I ask all of us to think of someone from a different class, a different gender identity, a different religious background, even those with different political views. How might you reach out to this person to welcome them into our circle and connect with them across our differences? I don't have the answer, but I would sure love to hear your ideas about this and what we might do together. And let us not forget those among us who, like the prodigal son and his father, are suffering themselves today as a result of a broken relationship. Is there someone you know who could use a word of encouragement or the comfort of knowing that despite the pain of rupture they may be feeling, they will always belong here with us? Is there someone in your life you've been estranged from? Someone you often miss yet don't really know how to reach out to them? I urge you to pick up the phone, email, or send a text and ask for support from those around you. I understand this is not an easy thing to do. As a young adult, I had a huge, seemingly permanent rupture in my own family. My mom and her brother, my uncle, stopped speaking to each other and stopped seeing each other after years of struggling over a family business. Most painfully for me, I then lost all contact with my extended family, whom I really loved dearly. After 25 years of silence and sadness, I reached out with a letter trying to make amends for any part I might have played in this family rupture. I was amazed when my aunt immediately responded and invited me to her home. The welcome I received there was as warm as that of the prodigal son's upon his return. The months and years we had lost, the family celebrations that I didn't get to share, of course, can never be regained. But the steps I took for reconnection and to belong again with my extended family healed a wound I had carried for decades. The story of the prodigal son is a parable for today. It offers hope to all who suffer from separation and loss. Whether a broken relationship with a child, a parent, or a friend, or within a whole society, this is a story of hope. It teaches that even when hope is deferred and the heart is grieving, it is possible to offer and accept belonging again. May you also experience the deep love and acceptance that true belonging provides. Thank you. Amen and blessed be. And we have a closing hymn. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn. Number 1017, Building a New Way, and then remain standing as we close the service.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Liz and Julia and David, of course, for sharing your gifts with us this morning. Thanks to our team and our greeters and everybody who made this service possible. Let us now extinguish our chalice and share our benediction. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
We will keep a place for you wherever you will go. We'll sustain this home of faith and love you've come to know. Go in peace, bring hope to hearts that yearn. We will keep a place for you till you return.
Until you return, may the Spirit of life hold you, may love bless you, and may joy and belonging find a place in your days. Go in peace.